Narayana Hari Hari Narayana Om Namo Narayana. Welcome by this greeting to all of you to another session on Vaishnava philosophy through dance. Every dance rasika and dancer and student of dance would easily connect the dots between Shiva as Nataraja and classical dance. But few are familiar with how Vishnu plays an important role in Indian classical dance. In the Natya Shastra, the fountainhead for all Indian classical dances, Bharat Muni has dedicated an entire chapter on styles, chapter 22, where he starts from the origin of various styles of dance, or vrittis as he calls it, and what they are about. The chapter begins with the story of Lord Vishnu and two ferocious asuras called Madhu and Kaithava. Once the divine Vishnu by his Maya withdrew from the world and turned them into an ocean and lay on Sesha's coils. There the asuras, Madhu and Kaithava, intoxicated with their strength and itching for a battle, began to threaten him. The asuras attacked with various harsh words of abuse, hearing which even the ocean shook. Listening to these verbal insults, Brahma, who resides in a lotus that originates from Vishnu's navel, felt perturbed and asked as to what this exchange of abuse was. Abuses and counter abuses are flowing without an end. Then Brahma requested that Vishnu kill these asuras. The words that were exchanged came out to be the Bharati Vritti. Listening to Brahma, Vishnu said, I have invented this Bharati to serve my purpose. During the fight, the steps and gates of Vishnu were placed in various positions and they became a heavy burden, Bhara, to earth, and the Bharati style came into existence because of the Bhara. The bow of Vishnu, called Saranga, during the fight was brilliantly turned and it was flashing in quick turns, and it steadily increasing sattva strength created the Satvati style. The knot by which Vishnu tied his hair, Kesha, and his various graceful Angaharas brought into existence the Kaisaki style. During the course of the fight, various charis were used as the fighters were enraged and excited. These various movements of the fight produced the Arabati style. Basically, whatever movement Vishnu employed, Brahma made it as the origin of a vritti and accepted it. When both Madhu and Kaithava were killed by Vishnu, Brahma said, O Vishnu, you have destroyed the demons by graceful Angaharas, which are unusually straightforward, expressive and graceful. The four vrittis, it is believed that the sages utilized that behavior of words and gestures as the Abhinaya conceived the Natyaveda sage Bharata had used them for plays as ordered by Brahma, since they are desirable and naturally arise out of various chari movements. The Bharati Vritti, taken from the Rig Veda, is the style in which prominence is given to speeches made in Sanskrit. It is employed only by male actors who announce their own names. The Satvati Vritti, taken from Yajurveda, is endorsed with the quality of sattva, vigor, and where there is nyaya and good behavior, exuberance of joy, absence of shoka, sorrow. In it, there is very little karuna, pathos, and shringara, erotics, but plenty of vira, heroism, adbhuta, and raudra. In contrast, Kaisaki Vritti, taken from the Samveda, is predominantly performed by women wearing charming costumes in a colorful way, and where there is plenty of dancing and music and the stories of love and its enjoyment. Finally, Aravati Vritti, taken from the Atharva Veda, is about deceit, fraud, falsehood. Back to the topic in hand, thus any Vaishnava theme in dance involves depicting Vishnu and his avatars. Accordingly, dancers have multiple ways to depict Vishnu in their dances. The standard representation as per Abhinaya Darpana for Vishnu, aptly called Vishnu Hasta, is to have the both hands in three pataka and bring them close to the chest, palms facing the viewer. A related hasta to Vishnu hasta is Padmanabha hasta, where the right hand is in Padma Kosha and held at navel level, while the left hand is in Ardha Chandra held below the right hand at the waist. As the name suggests, this hasta depicts the lotus that blooms of Vishnu's navel where Brahma resides. There is another hasta called Vaishnava hasta, which is a variation of Vishnu hasta, where the two hands in three pataka hasta are pointed upwards. This hasta is categorized under Gram Tantra hasta, sourced from texts other than Nandikeshwara's Abhinaya Darpanam. According to Hindu mythology, Vishnu took the 10 avatars, 10 incarnations, to instill dharma when adharma gained more power in the last 3 yugas. As these 10 avatar stories are highly popular since ages, it is no wonder that Nandikeshwara gave directions for depicting them in dance. Matsya Avatara, showing the Matsya Hasta at shoulder level. Kurma Avatara, left hand has the Shukatanda Hasta and is placed below the right hand in Pataka. Varaha Avatar, showing the Varaha Hasta at shoulder level. Narsimha Avatara, left hand in Simha Mukha and right hand in Tri Pataka denotes Narsimha Avatar. Also, sometimes Shaktam, showing teeth, is also performed following this to accentuate the character. Vamana Avatar, left hand is in Mushti Hasta and raised, and the right also in Mushti Hasta and lowered. Parsurama Avatar, left hand is placed on the left side of the waist, and right hand in Ardha Pataka Hasta is Parsurama Avatara. Rama Avatara, right hand in Kapita lowered and left hand in Shikhar and held upwards. Balarama Avatara, right hand in Pataka and left hand in Mushti is Balarama Avatara. Krishna Avatara, both hands in Mriga Shirsha Hasta and placed near the right cheek. Kalki Avatara, right hand in Pataka and left hand in Tri Pataka Hasta indicates Kalki Avatara. Some literature on Deva Hastas include Buddha Avataras as well. This is shown with both hands in Dola Hastas while standing. Bhagavata Mela. In the southern India, Bhagavata Mela had been performed in villages of Tanjore, districts such as Mellatur, Sulamangalam, Othukadu, Saliamangalam, Nallur and Thirupanmanalar until few decades ago. As of now, this art forms now exists only in Mellatur, Sulamangalam and Thirupanmanalar. All the Bhagavata Mela dance dramas are creative genius of a single author, Venkatrama Sastri, who lived 200 years ago in the Mellatur village. The repertoire of a Bhagavata Mela is lengthy enough to command an all-night performance, starting from Patra Pravesham, introduction of characters, followed by dance to Ganesha, after which many scenes unfold. Some of the compositions and songs set to Carnatic ragas used in Bhagavata Mela are Padyas or verses, Darus, Shabdas, Churnikas, Padams and Padavarnams. These Bhagavata Mela dance dramas have all predominantly Vaishnavite themes. The most favorite ones is Bhakta Prahlada, where the art form is believed to have reached its zenith. Other equally favorite ones are Usha Parinayam, Harish Chandra and Markandeya. There are others that are frequently performed such as Rukmini Kalyanam, Sita Kalyanam, Dhruva, Kamsavadha, Golabhama, Rakmangada. All these have either Vishnu or an avatar of Vishnu performing an important role or patra. In the temples of Srirangam, Alvar Tirunagari and Sriviliputtur in Tamil Nadu, a unique ritualistic performance occurs in the month of December-January called Arayyavar Sevai. Arayyar, meaning kings of music, and Sevai, meaning service, is a solo theatrical performed by a male priest. Performing this dance is strictly hereditary right. The costume of the performers, unlike other dancers, looks like a Harikatha or Katha Lakshashipam artist. Created in the 9th-10th century by the Vaishnavite saint Nadamuni, it is believed that the symbols, the sacred garland and the crown the Arayar wears were gifted by Lord Ranganatha of Sri Rangam. The Arayars also wear ankle belts, and this helps highlighting the rhythm by stomping the feet. Melkota temple in Karnataka also has a variation of Arayar Sevai, where only the recitation and chanting of hymns are sung. A typical performance of an Arayar Sevai lasting for 100 days includes singing and verses of Nalayari Divya Prabandham, or the sacred 4,000 hymns set to a specific ragas and talas by Nadamuni. After the sacred wedding of the Lord Ranganatha to his consorts, Andal in the case of Sri Viliputtur, the Lord witnesses this performance in mandapam or hall inside the temple complex. Standing opposite to the Lord, the Arayar performs by sitting, standing, walking backwards and dancing, all the while singing the hymns without missing a beat. Unlike Bharatanatyam, the gestures are not very pronounced, as this would distract the audience from the flow of the text being sung. Simple footwork, hand gestures and facial expressions serve only to highlight the text. In the past, the cymbals or kulitalam helped to maintain the rhythm accompanied by Shuddha Madalam, a type of mridangam. Keeping with the change of times, Arayars now use tampura and mridangam for accompaniment. Similarly, the yal or harp has been replaced with veena in recent times. The songs and hymns performed in the 10-day festival begins with Mudalariyam, day 1 to 4, Periya Tirumoli, days 5 and 6, Tirunenduntankadam, day 7, and finally Tiruvayamoli, days 8 to 10. In recent years, the ritualistic dance has seen some revival and documentations by dancers Sudharani Raghupati at the instance of Kamala Devi Chattopadhyay and Anita Ratnam. Since this ritualistic theatrical performance demands high purity of the performer, it is not taught to anyone other than who are born in the same family. Thus, the revival has met with its own limitations and conditions. Also, the performance cannot be audio-video recorded, and thus very limited documentation exists that allow for future generation to preserve this art form. Vaishnava themes in Bharatanatyam. While Bharatanatyam originated majorly in Shiva temples and the Devdasis were dedicated as Rudra Ganikas, there were Devdasis who were dedicated to Vishnu temples as well. After its revival in the 1930s, Bharatanatyam had many compositions danced to Shiva. As times went by, Vaishnavite themes also became to be incorporated. As of now, we can safely say that there are equal number of Shaivite themes and Vaishnava themes for dancers to perform. Lord Vishnu does feature in many Padavarnams. Tevar Munivar Tholam Padam, Artukola Vendum Aine, Sakhiye Inda Jalam, and others. Maharaja Swati Tirunal of Travancore has composed a Rag Malika Varnam on Vishnu's Dasa Avatara Kamala Jasya, where each Das avatar is described in a different raga. Dancer Raghunath Manet, Pondicherry born, settled in France, has choreographed this into a Padavarnam suited for male dancers. A Padavarnam that was choreographed by Rukmini Devi Arundel on Lord Ranganatha of Sri Rangam is set in Natakurunji Ragam, composed by Moolai Vetu Ragaswami Natunar, is now part of standard repertoire of Rakalakshetra. Interestingly, this was a Tana Varnam that was sung and choreographed and made to be suitable for dance, and now is a popular Padavarnam. Among the various avatars of Vishnu, Lord Krishna is an all-time favorite for dancers. The reasons being that Krishna is probably the only god who can be depicted with multiple rasas: Vatsalya, motherly; Bhakti, devotional; Sakhyam, friendly; Sringara, beauty and love; and Paramatma. Due to this, for any given song, such as Krishnani Begane Baro, the padam made famous by T. Bala Saraswati can be dictated either in Sringara Rasa, a gopi yearning for Krishna, or Vatsalya Rasa, Yashoda beckoning to Krishna, or Bhakti Rasa, a devotee praying for Krishna for liberation. Padams and Javli are now part and parcel of every Bharatanatyam repertoire. In recent times, the interest in Padams has skyrocketed so much that many dancers spend the entire recital focusing on Padams and Javlis, highlighting their Abhinay skills. Often these Padams involve the Naika and Lord Krishna or the Naika and Lord Venkateshwara of Tirumal or Muva Gopala. The list of songs on Vaishnava philosophy used in Bharatanatyam is too exhaustive to list here. However, it is notable to mention that the songs of Kshetriya, Anamacharya, Sarangapani are always about the various manifestations of Vishnu, and some are highly popular among dancers and rasikas. Songs in praise of Lord Rama are also found in Bharatanatyam. For example, the Bhakti song of Sri Ramachandra Kripalu Bhajamana, composed by Saint Tulsidas, has been choreographed by Leela Sampson in Yamuna Kalyani Raga. Saint Tyagaraja's Kritis on Rama, Jagananda Karaka have been choreographed for Bharatanatyam performances. The Kritis composed by Tyagaraja are filled with Bhakti Rasa, and for some time there was opposition in the Carnatic circles that Tyagaraja's songs should not and cannot be performed as dance. Over time, many have challenged this exclusivity and creatively made choreographies to Tyagaraja's Kritis. Specifically, Jagadananda Karaka set in Natai Ragam and Sadchine set Arabi Ragam have been danced by many. On the same topic of Krishna, a recurring motif of Krishna dancing is the Kaliya Mardana episode from his life. Most of these sculptures have Krishna as a small boy holding Kaliya's or Kalinga's tail on his left hand, while he is having the Abhay Hasta in his right hand, and all the while dancing on one foot on the head of Kaliya. The Kuchipudi tradition and repertoire is predominantly composed of Vaishnavite themes. An important source for Kuchipudi is the Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavata Purana. Other sources are Geet Govinda of Jayadev, Krishna Leela Tarangini, Balagopal Tarangam, Bhama Kalapam of Surendra Yogi, Gola Kalapam. Similar to Bharatanatyam, the songs of Kshetriya and Anamacharya are hugely popular in Kuchipudi performances as well. One dance that is inseparable from Kuchipudi is the Dasavatara dance, where all the 10 incarnations of Vishnu are depicted. This is based on the Jayadev's Ashtapadi from Geet Govindam. In practice, the dance is a sequential rendering of the avatars describing the principal events that lead to the coming into being of each avatar. Unlike other Dasavatar depictions, the 8th avatar is Balarama and not Krishna. This is due to the fact that Jayadev considered Krishna as Mahavishnu and therefore put Krishna's elder brother in his place. Vempati Chinna Satyam, the doyen of Kuchipudi dance dramas, has composed and choreographed dance dramas such as Sri Krishna Parijatam in 1959, Shir Sagara Mantram 1962, Srinivasa Kalyanam 1975, Ramayanam 1991 and Gopika Krishna 2004 that are predominantly Vaishnava themed production. Vaishnava themes in Kathak. According to the history of Kathak, the Kathakars who recited the stories and danced to it were attached to the Krishna temples of North India. Thus, originally the thematic portion of Kathak was almost exclusively about Krishna. With time, as Kathak evolved and codified, other Vaishnavite gods and characters such as Rama came to be introduced. Still, Kathak is predominated with Krishna, his Ras Leela, the Viraha of Gopikas, and on similar themes. Thus, Kathak is aptly named as Natwari, which is also another name of Krishna. The Lucknow Gharana of Kathak was initiated and further developed by Bindadin and his brother Kalka Prasad. Bindadin had a vision of Krishna blessing him with the art of dancing and charged him to perfect and promulgate it, making the themes used in Lucknow Gharana predominantly about Krishna. During Dashera, Sri Bharatiya Kendra of Delhi stages its Ram Leela and uses Kathak and some elements of Kathakali, making Kathak a household name since 1950s. Vaishnava themes in Kathakali. The precedents of dance dramas in Kerala such as Chakyarkooth, Ramanatam and Krishnaatam have influenced Kathakali as a predominant Vaishnava themed dance form. While Krishnaatam deals with Krishna and uses Jayadev's Geet Govinda as its source material, Ramanatam follows the Krishnaatam technique but glorifies only Rama. Today, Guruvayur remains the only place where Krishnattam is enacted for 8 nights, where the story of Krishna from Krishna Giti poem composed by Manav Deva Zamorin, king of Kozhikode or Calicut. Main stories and subplots from the Mahabharata, Ramayana and Srimad Bhagavatam are commonly used in a Kathakali performance. Some of the popular Kathakali dance dramas are Keera Mera Vadham, Baka Vadham, Kalyana Sugandhikam, composed by Kottayam Thampuram, Narkasura Vadham, Subdha Haranam, Baka Vadham, Gandharva Vijayam, Panchali Swayamvaram, and Kalyana Sugandhikam, composed by Kartika Tirum Ram Varma Maharaja. Also, Uttara Swayamvaram from Mahabharata and Ravana Vijayam from the Ramayana are popular stories enacted in Kathakali. Vaishnava themes in Manipuri. Having been influenced by Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya in Manipur, it is no wonder that Manipuri dance also had a strong undercurrent of Vaishnava themes. Except for Lai Haroba, the dance of Shiva and Parvati, the repertoire of Manipuri is dominantly Vaishnavite themed. It was during the rule of Bhagichandra when Manipuri dance evolved to contain Vaishnavite themes. Among the dances of Manipuri, the Ras is about Ras Leela of Krishna. Khubuk Ishai, a dance performed with clapping of hands, is performed during the car festival of Lord Jagannatha. The car festival called Kangchingba involves pulling the chariot that imitates the sun's movements from Tropic of Cancer to the Tropic of Capricorn. The dance highlights the rasa of separation or viraha, and it is said that when Lord Gauranga witnessed the chariot of Lord Jagannath, he fell into the mood of Radha as he saw Krishna leaving her for Mathura in a chariot. The event is enacted in Khubak Ishai. It is said that the sentiment of separation or viraha is found at its highest expression in Khubak Ishai. According to Srimad Bhagavatam, Sankirtan is a type of yagna or sacrificial rite. The female Manipuri dancers dance the Sankirtana as described in the Bhagavatam. This is called as Jagoi Rasasanaba in Meiti language and Manipuri Rasa dance or Manipuri Rasa Nartana in other languages. According to the descriptions in Bhagavatam, the gopis dance the story of Sri Krishna performing on the banks of Yamuna. In this, Sri Krishna is accompanied with the mandali. Then the performance proceeds sequentially with plays that highlight various events in Krishna's life with Vrindavan Gopikas, such as the vanishing of Sri Krishna, which leads to pangs of separation, pangs in the gopis. Then the gopis sing on the banks of Yamuna, praying for his reappearance. More acts follow, like Prem Seva of the gopis towards Krishna, Krishna being questioned by the gopis, him giving answers to their questions, his commencement of Ras Leela with the gopis, Jala Keli wandering in the forest, and finally the performance ends with gopis returning back to their homes at the end of the night. Vaishnav themed Kuruvanji. While Kuruvanji dance dramas of South are exclusively about Shiva and Shaivite themes, there is an exception to this rule. The Vaishnava Kuruvanji, composed by Murugesa Ramanuja Ethangi Swamingal, and the Adagar Kuruvanji, composed by Kavi Kunjara Bharati, are on the manifestation of Vishnu in Madurai called Sundaraja Perumal or Adagar, the handsome one. The Adagar Kuruvanji is performed at the Kondal Adagar temple in Madurai even today. Kavi Kunjara Bharati, 1810 to 1896, was a Vaishnavite employed in the court of Ramanad and Sivaganga and was the Samsthana Vidwan or official poet. The Adaga Kuruvanji is being choreographed and is performed separately by Kamala Lakshmi Narayan in 64 and Vajayanti Mala Bali in 1965, and the latest production was received as spectacular performances. Vaishnav themed dance dramas. There are numerous dance dramas that have been produced by dancers that are too exhaustive to list here, and only few are highlighted below. Most recent is the Cleveland Tyagaraja Aradhana Committee commissioning the Ramayana series from various Bharatanatyam dancers to be premiered at the Tyagaraja Aradhana Festival in 2011. Among the most famous dance dramas are the Ramayana series choreographed by Rukmini Devi Arundel. It was and still inspires audiences who watch the series in its entirety. Rukmini Devi took exactly 14 years to complete it, identical to the duration of Lord Rama's exile. There are 6 dance dramas that have the entire Ramayana enacted. It starts with Sita Swayamvaram 1954, Sri Rama Vanagamanam in 1960, Paduka Pattabhishekam 1960, Sabari Moksham 1965, Chudamani Pradhanam 1968, culminating with Mahapattabhishekam 1970. The famous Devdasi, Tanjore Balasaraswati, had also choreographed the dance drama Dasavatar, performed in 74. Known more for her solo performances, this was the second and last dance drama she ever composed. Similar to other classical dances, Odissi is also predominantly a Vaishnava themed dance form. The Maharis or women dedicated to the temple perform regularly at the Jagannath temple in Puri and other Vaishnava temples in Odisha. When the Maharis fell into disrepute due to lack of patronage, young boys were dressed as girls and performed the dance at the temple. These boys were called Gotipuas. They basically danced to songs pertaining to Radha and Krishna composed by Vaishnava poets of the 17th and 18th centuries. The Ashtapadis of Geet Govinda, composed by Jayadeva, are a staple of an Odissi repertoire. Over the years, dancers have popularized the following Ashtapadis in dance: Yahi Madhava, Yahi Keshava, Sakhi Prana, Nindati Chandana, Kuru Yadunandana, Dheer Samire, Jamuna Dheere, Rati Sukh Sare,